Everybody, so glad to have you here. If you're watching a recording, we're glad to have you watching that as well. I'm Melody Johnson. Today it is September 12th. The year is zipping by. How did we get to the middle of September already? But we have some exciting things to share with you tonight, some exciting stories. So tonight we're talking mostly about LuminAloe, and that is our very special product that we are all just started on in the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks. And Carol, Kay, we'd like you to share what's going on for you. You had some great stories coming in when you got home from your vacation last week. So tell us.
I did. Well, so I've got more stories since then too. I'll start with the one that I think is the most important for me, which is sleep. So I'm on my second jar of this product. And for the first month, I just took it in the morning and at dinner time. And there was a couple times where I took it kind of later in the day, and then of course didn't sleep at night. So I was scared when I was listening to some of you people saying you were taking it like really late at night and you were sleeping really well. And I was really leery about that because if I was taking it like 6:30 or 7, I wasn't sleeping. So I thought if I took it at 10, then I'd really not sleep. So, but for the last 3 nights, I have taken 1 teaspoon right before bed, and I have been sleeping so good. Like,
Awesome.
yeah, no, that's really, really nice. And I did it over the weekend just in case I didn't sleep, so it wouldn't be too bad. But Sunday nights for me are never really a good sleep because you're gotten a lot of rest over the weekend and somewhat apprehensive about going back to work on Monday. Well, I took it last night and slept like a baby, so it was perfect. Another really, really good one for me is I have not a lot of eczema or psoriasis, but I have some very persistent areas that have not gone away for like 20 to 25, probably even 30 years. They're just reoccurring. I get the cream from the doctor and the cream will take it away for a day or two, but it always comes back. So, and on my holiday, I went away to the prairies, which was very hot. It was like 34 degrees there every day. So, and I drove. So it was 2 days of driving in the heat and sweating and being very hot. And the patches of psoriasis and eczema that I have are almost gone. I mean, that's never happened at all, ever has that happened to me. And I've not used the cream or anything.
Amazing.
So,
awesome.
yeah, I really, really like that.
So, well, I thought you looked different this week, and I didn't realize it's because you were getting sleep.
Yeah, right. I look
when I saw you yesterday, I was like, man, Carol looks different, and I didn't know why. So it shows well on you.
Yes, good.
All right. Anything else, or we're good for tonight? I know there's probably
well, just small other little things are small. Like I found myself like running down the stairs at work the other day, which I don't ever do because they're concrete stairs and I'm usually pretty leery if I fall, I'm going to lose some teeth or something. So, but yeah, actually ran downstairs and ran upstairs. So that was nice. My knees didn't hurt at all. So it was kind of cool.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Carol. And I'm sure we'll have more over the weeks and months ahead, but
I'm sure
that's quite phenomenal. Very excited to have those stories from you. So next we're going to Nancy out in Manitoba, who's not on the call with us, but she did send me an email. And so I've asked Lara if she would update it.
Awesome.
Story.
So Nancy writes, my results are not consistent. I have up and down days with energy, focus, etc., which I can also relate to as well. I think that all the changes going on in my body are exhausting my cells and me. So I'm tired a lot of the time, but we'll have 1 or 2 days a week where I have that extra energy. One day I felt very hormonal and emotional, and that freaked me out because I've been done with menopause for years and don't miss those feelings. And then I was back to feeling calm and happy. I did a shopping trip that required a cart, and I had no problems with walking fast in the store while pushing the cart to the car, unloading it in and out of the car. Previously, I would have had to walk slow, stop walking several times, and catch my breath. I haven't been short of breath for several weeks. Laying down would trigger a bark-like cough and gunk would come up, and that hasn't happened for a while now. Once in a while, I would feel a bit of phlegm and need to clear my throat, but that barking cough is gone. I'm going to start walking halls and use the stairs to test how I do with that. And she started her LuminAloe on the 28th of July. So she's been on just over 6 weeks. I'm getting thorough, deep detoxing. I noticed it in my bowel movements, frequent, and some, different colors, which I know that I've also experienced the same, and I know Melody has. And then interesting, a cluster of cold sores came out and healed up within 3 to 4 days. And I know as well too, from my experience, there was just, and Melody's experience, and we even shared this with Reg last week, is just so much different bumps, pimples, hives, a whole bunch of stuff just coming up and coming to surface, things, or chronic conditions like that. So that's very interesting about the cold sores. I have now eczema that came and went with no ointment. So that's also trending and tracking. There's a lot of tracking going on, which I'll talk about in a second. I was tempted to use ointment because I get it on my knuckles, which makes it extra painful and the itch drives me nuts, but I got through it in record time. And she has very dry eyes and generally itchy and burning and red. The whites of my eyes are actually white now, still itchy and dry, but no longer burn. And I'm pushing my limit of how often I use her drops. I take my glasses off occasionally and check what I can see and read without them. And I do notice a slight improvement. That's really cool. I haven't had any pain with my diverticulitis and no pain in her ovaries from a pelvic obstruction syndrome, which is like varicose veins on the ovaries. So that is just really, really neat how some of hers are trending along with some of ours. And the next thing that you guys are about to witness is absolutely fascinating. So wherever
Whenever
Mel,
you're ready.
yeah.
Well, first I want to show you all something. I'm going to come up closer for that. See this shirt? This shirt used to fit firmly around and now it hangs. So there's that. But here's the most amazing thing. In the last 55 years of my life that I'm aware of, in grade 5, we went to a new school and we had to do PE for the first time. And we had to wear these ugly little outfits and we had to do squats and things. I literally had to go to the doctor and get a note to be excused from PE. I could not have not any remembrance of ever being able to do what I'm about to do. Ready? So about 10 days ago, I was cleaning my bathroom. I told you how I found no hair last time, so I was stopped losing hair. And I realized I was cleaning my bathroom like this. Ready? Okay, let's not fall over. I was literally scrubbing my floors. I have never in my entire life done this that I remember, maybe when I was 3. So that's my story. Melody can squat and bend her knees.
So awesome. Like
So awesome.
so awesome. So it's funny. So my daughter, who's 3, used to do little workouts for Mel when she was visiting. And I know that Mel's never been able to bend and move like that. So I think that's so amazing. Like it's wild. It's wild to me. So cool. So speaking of that and different things, like, even in Nancy's experience and even in Carol's, there is so much that's actually trending in regards to what's going on. And I've noticed with myself, I make mental notes of my conversations with Melody, because it's just like, okay, like if because Melody started with her jar a little bit before all of us. And so it's, I was like, okay, well, she really started noticing physical changes. And when I say physical, more of the physical looking transformational changes at 6 weeks. And it was really interesting because last night she was just like, oh, Lara, like your face and your neck are looking slimmer. And I was just like, well, right on track, like right on 6 weeks. That's exactly when I noticed in you that you were really starting to shape shift. So like, you know what I mean? So I thought that was really, really neat that we're tracking the same. And last week, Dwayne mentioned on the call that he's tightening his belt buckle. So like, he's also noticed huge physical transformation, changes, not so much like, not when I'm talking about muscles and joints, but really like visually seeing difference. And one of the interesting things with those track changes, and before, in regards to how much we're actually taking, even with Carol and her eczema, I also have extremely bad eczema under my chest. Like, it's just one of those things that any heat, and even in Ottawa, it's been about 34 up to 40 degrees like Celsius with the humidity. And I'm usually covered in a rash. Like when I used to live and work in Mexico, like I literally could only wear a bathing suit top to work because it was the only thing that dried quick enough. Because if I was wearing a bra, it just I'd be eczema. And so, and really, I started the product on the 28th of July as well. And we've just gone through some heat waves. And I didn't even think, I was like, oh, right. Like I haven't had any rash either. I haven't had any eczema. I haven't had any rash either too, until, I heard Carol's story. So that's really, really cool. So we're all literally trending and tracking very, very similarly, which is awesome. And I know for myself, so I've been on the product as well since the 28th. So we're just over 6 weeks, and I'm on my 4th jar of LuminAloe. So I'm 1/3 into my 4th jar. I know Melody's also about same or half into her 4th jar. But I know that Melody's tummy and body, and she was rationing it at the beginning because of the shipments. But, so I know that, we're all sort of trending the same. So I am doing 3 scoops and, a generous night scoop to really give my body extra nutrients to work while I'm sleeping, in the little sleep that I do get, but overnight. And so definitely, I wanted to share how much I'm actually going through, because I'm on at 6 weeks, I'm on my 4th jar. So I'm really taking it in. So, and I know, Melody's really worked up to about the
it made a
same or more.
significant difference for me. Like when I went up, first I went to 6 spoons a day, and then I went to the 8. I think about a weekend after we got our shipments here and I didn't have to ration anymore, it's made a significant difference. And certainly from my sleep at night as well. You can see it on the body. Yeah. So
Awesome.
that is just exciting. I want to thank you all for your stories. I can see on everybody's faces, all of this. Anybody that's been on it for 3 or 4 weeks, we can see. Yeah, I really noticed it on you, Vivian, when you came in, and noticed it on you, Carol, too. It's like your whole face, everything is just reshaped and, coming back down to where it should be. So pretty exciting. Good stuff.
No,
All right.
cool.
Well, thank you for being here with us. Get back with the person that invited you if you have questions. And